Exclusive video. Today we'll discuss about the sine function and how we can graph it on the Cartesian graph. So basically what you're used to is seeing sine function in a circle. So I'm gonna recap some of the things. So you remember that the value for the sine is at 0 is 0, at pi over 2 is 1, at pi is 0, and at 3 pi over 2 is minus 1. So we've discussed this at the previous lesson, so you should be familiar with this. Now we're gonna plot this on the graph, and this knowledge is really useful because we'll meet this in physics and further on in math. So it's really helpful to know how to translate these graphs and to visualize them, how it actually works. So basically we'll have a y-axis and an x-axis. We're gonna have 1 and minus 1 on the y-axis as the points of extreme, and we're gonna have an pi over 2 pi, 3 pi over 2 and 2 pi on the x-axis. So we're going to start graphing the function with having 0. So basically when x equals 0, so basically when the x equals 0, the y also equals the 0, because y is basically f of x, or it's basically sine of x. So basically when x equals 0, the sine of x is also 0. That's our first point. When x is pi over 2, the sine of pi over 2 is of course 1, then it's again 0, then it's minus 1, and then it's again 0. And basically now we'll connect these lines and we get this nice sine function. So that's our sine function. Basically all the previous rules with functions apply to this function as well. So basically, for example, we have f of x equals minus sine of x. It will reflect in the x-axis, so we're going to have this. And other rules, which I'm not going to explain right now. Now, one of the most important factors which you have to know to translate this diagram is the period. Because period can be asked in physics, for example, to find the time or wavelength for waves, anything. So how do we find the period of the function? Now first we'll start with a general formula for the sine function, and that's y equals a sine bx plus d. There's also another factor here, but I'm not going to explain it now. Now a stands for the amplitude. And amplitude, you have to know this definition well, because this mistake is being made by a lot of IB students. Amplitude is the distance from the maximum point till the axis. Or basically you can say it is the maximum point plus the minimum point divided by over 2. That's basically the same thing. Now basically B stands for the period, and D stands for the vertical translation. So basically we have D equals to 1, then basically the whole function will move 1 upwards, and so on. Now B, that's the period. And we find period with this formula. B period equals 2 pi over k. And this k is basically where we see the function repeating itself. So basically in here we have that the function repeats itself, or basically starts another thing of itself after 2 pi, and we know that k equals 2 pi over 2 pi, which is 1, and as you can see it is 1. Now this rule is easy to apply because a lot of students make mistakes with it and they confuse this two numbers. However, always remember that when you're actually being asked for something, for example x, it is always 2 pi over the known value, which is the period if you want to find the k value, or it is the k value if you want to find the period. Now that's all for today. I hope you learned something. Tomorrow we'll continue with the cosine and tangent functions.